Hello, my sweet friend. It's Christina, and welcome to a new episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Arevalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award-winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So welcome to today's episode. Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here. I'm so happy to have you back here today. It's another Tuesday morning. Like I said, I love to record my episodes early in the morning of the day they are released. It's a different feeling, and it feels like I am closer to all of you. So welcome to today's episode, and today I'm starting to talk about something that I really like. I'm not going to say I'm passionate about it because I'm passionate about other things, but I really like this topic. First, because it's a massive window for our cake business, and second, because it can be such a powerful way to communicate with our clients and our followers. So yes, I'm talking about social media. It's amazing, and it's the amount of things that you can achieve through social media are countless. Most of my business from the last 3 years have been built on social media. And it's a topic that I'm really passionate about. Like I said I was not going to say passionate, but I am. I really like it. And I like to know what's going on. I like to know how it works. I like to know how we can use this tool as cake artists for our benefit. But in the other hand, and here's the counterpart of the social media, it can be very overwhelming. It can be a dangerous place to be if you're not using it properly and correctly. It's a nightmare for a lot of parents of teenage kids like myself. You have to have like 1,000 eyes on your kids and know what's going on. It can be anything, but I don't know if you remember when the internet came out, everybody was there was a part of people who were very excited, and as we all are excited about the internet and having all this information, there was a part of people that were really scared about it. So there's always this two sides of the coin, and for our cake business it's not different. So in this episode today, because we did a series of episodes last year on social media, I'm very proud of them, even though today I know a little bit more than I knew last year, because I keep learning, I keep educating. I'm actually right now finishing a course on online marketing, which is amazing. I love it. I'm having so much fun learning, and of course I know more things that I did last year, but what I said last year, still current, still in the very basics of social media for cake artists. So if you want to go and check on those episodes, I will be sharing some of the links of those episodes here in the description so you can go back and listen to it. And we cover pretty much from why being on social media to having a profile page that stands out. We talk about creating a social media calendar, because that's one of the classes that I offer, creating your own social media calendar. Now today, because during this whole year of learning and listening to my cake community talk about their struggles with social media, I've been collecting information. I've been collecting your thoughts and your struggles and your ideas about social media for cake artists. And in today's episode, we're going to be tackling the myths and the struggles of social media for cake artists. So, as I said before, last year I had a whole series about social media. And as time went by and as I kept learning and studying about the topic, more information has come to my knowledge about the use of social media and how to adapt it to our cake business. So, I need to share this before we move on and before we start our series on social media for 2023. There are some, I call it a disclaimer, okay? So, there are some things that let's say the highlights of what I learned during this year that I really, really want to share with you before we move on. So, number one, social media is a great tool. We know that helps you talk directly to your customers and prospect customers, future customers. And that is one thing that people overlook, or at least in our cake world, we overlook that. Social media is there to share content, to have a conversation, to build trust with your customer, to reach more people, to grow your audience, to understand your customer. But have I said to sell all the time? No. And that is one of the first mistakes I could say that people happens to make on social media, being too selly all the time. It's like selling, buy my course, buy my cake, buy my product. And when you're on social media, people want to have a conversation with you. Think about you as a user. When you get on Instagram or when you get on social media, not as a cake artist, as a person, at the end of the day, you're in your living room or in your bed and you're scrolling through Instagram. You want to be entertained. You want to have a conversation. You want to know about these people. You want to, maybe you expect these people to answer you back. And sometimes we don't do that as business owner and as cake artists. Another thing, social media helps you learn how people interact with you. Because it's not only about having the conversation and it's not only about interacting, it's about learning how they talk to you, what they want from you, what they expect from you and your brand and your cakes and your work as a cake artist. Another one that I think I mentioned this one before, but anyway, I always talk about choosing the platform that best suits you, and that think of the platform where your customers are, but also choose your platform according to your customers, not to you. And yes, I'm contradicting what I said last year, but it's when you think about it, maybe I'm very comfortable posting on Instagram, but maybe my customer is not on Instagram. You are the one that needs to adapt the vocabulary and the tone and choose the platform that is best for your business, but from the point of view of your customer. So another thing, we really have to know our customer, and we're going to get to that at some point during this series. Another thing, social media is all about, and I'm not going to say this enough today, conversation. Don't be this kind of person that just posts, expect your post to go viral, and just goes away. Have the conversation. Nurture your followers, your clients, your people, your community. This is very important. Another one, guys, and this is very important. You need a plan. You all need a plan. All the struggles that people share with me, I mean, there were so many. We're going to get to that point here in this episode. They all come down to you need a plan. You truly need a plan. So we're going to tackle that on this series as well. It's not necessary to have a big network. Yes, finally. I learned this. I'm not saying this is not from me. This is from experts that I have learned, from courses that I have taken. You actually do not need 1,000 and 1,000,000 followers. It all comes down to what you want. What is your outcome from social media? I don't have 1,000,000 followers. I don't expect to have them. And we're going to talk about this, like I said, in these following episodes, not just today, but I'll leave you this one. You don't need it. You don't need a big network to have an impact on social media. You have to have a clear goal and a clear purpose for your business on social media. Very important. And a purpose and a goal can be many things. Can be communication, grow audience, find potential customers, create awareness about your business, create trust, participate, engage, give back. I mean, there are a lot of things you can achieve that is not only likes and comments. You need to talk to your audience in a way that they understand. So choose your narrative according to your audience. And another thing, target the people that you need. This is very important because we collect followers as we collect stamps, right? And maybe, I will say, I'm not going to say half, but like more than a quarter of those followers are your family and friends. And yes, I know I'm not wrong, and you're listening. So tell me, just nod your head. I know you know that I'm right, correct? Well, I have good news for you. Your friends and your family are probably not going to be your customers. I'm sorry, but it's true. I have to say, from all my family and all my friends, and it's a big family, only one of them is my customer. One. One keeps buying me cakes and paying for them. The others, they expected it for free. And when I said I'm not going to do them for free, they stopped buying. Simple as that. Just as simple as that. So you need to target the people that is actually going to buy from you. So this is just the first part of this episode, and I'm already giving you a lot to think about. In the next part, we're going to be talking about the myth that you believe about social media. I am absolutely thrilled to announce a new sponsor of the RK Coach podcast. We are now working together with Cake the Great magazine. Cake the Great magazine is a quarterly international magazine, and it's an open platform for all levels of sugar artists around the world. We will showcase your talent, skills, update sugar, world news, and more. You can have the next issue, and you can already have the March issue of 2023 in the links that I will be leaving here in this episode, and stay tuned for the next issue to come. Thank you so much to my sweet dear friend Tasnuta Allen, award-winning cake decorator and editor of this magazine. And thank you to Cake the Great magazine for being one of the sponsors, and welcome to the family of the RK Coach podcast. Okay, I'm back. So as cake artists, our business is a very creative and visual one, right? So we do want to share it with the world, and we want the best way to do it. And we think, social media is the best way to do it. Everyone is posting pictures, everybody's showing that. So everyone is doing it, and everybody seems to be famous and successful online. Is that what you want? That's probably my goal, right? Right. Is it? Would you rather have 10 paying and recurring customers that buy from you directly? Maybe you have a store, maybe you sell from home. 10 every month that comes and pay you, or would you rather have 1,000 followers on Instagram? What do you prefer? Is one thing related to the other? Well, the news is it could be, but actually is not. Remember when people used to have business when there was no social media? Do you remember that? Maybe your parents, your grandparents, they used to have business. People kept selling, right? And they didn't have social media. So is the social media the reason why I'm not selling? No, absolutely not. The answer to that will be worth of another episode. We can do another episode on business and on marketing and on business mindset, but today is not about that. Now, does social media help? Yes. Can I use social media marketing to help my business? Absolutely yes. Do I need a plan and a strategy to do so? Of course you do. So here's the picture. Here's what's happening. And you tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But you tell me if I'm wrong. You have a social media account for you, right? You have your own personal social media account where you share the pictures of your kids and your dogs and your trips and everything fun that you do, right? And you have fun with that account, and you have your friends, your followers. People tell you that you look great, that your dog is cute, that your kids have grown up, that that trip was wonderful. Yes, I've been there too, and I loved it. Or you reunite with friends that you haven't seen in a long time because you saw a post that they were close by in your town. I mean, you have that, right? And you know how that works. And you expect to do exactly the same for your cake business. You post a picture of a cake that you made. Maybe you do a little reel of you dancing in the kitchen while baking, or a reel of the process of making your cake, and you post it and you expect everything to just go well. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because you don't have a plan. And I'm going to focus this series of episodes about social media on the importance. I'm going to be tackling this in every single episode, how important it is to have a plan. So only after we have this very clear, that is when I come and help you. You really need to have a plan on what are you going to do, when are you going to do it, and what is the outcome that you want. However, there's some myths and beliefs about social media that probably are stopping you from having any kinds of results, and that is turning into struggles. So I can help you. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to help you create that plan and create that calendar maybe for posting and give you ideas for posting. But until you change some of the mindset that you have about social media for your cake business, there's nothing we can do. After talking to a lot of my cake community friends, yes, plural, communities and friends, there are a lot of them. So both Cake Friends Stay Creative and the Art Cake Coach, they have spoken. And you, my friends who are listening, you have shared with me your struggles and questions about social media. And in this first episode, I want to share some of these questions and struggles with all of you, because I am sure you can all help, or you can all get help from your questions. These questions are not just your question. These doubts are not just, oh, it's me, I don't know what I'm doing. No. A lot of people have the same issues. So let's start with the results of the poll. I did a poll in the groups about what were your biggest struggles as cake artists, and here are the top 3 results. Number 1, do I really need a strategy to be on social media? Oh yes, my friend. As cake artists, social media is for our business. So not just to show how many pretty cakes you have and how many pretty cakes you have done, and then hoping that it goes viral. That's what many of you think, actually. But to grow and sell, that's what is the goal on your social media. Anything related to our cake business needs a strategy. Life needs a strategy, people. Otherwise, I don't know what I want and I don't know how to get it. So one of the first steps in order to achieve something in the social media world as a cake artist definitely has to be creating a strategy. I can help you with that, but we're going to go to that in a second. Number 2, the result of the poll. I need to be in all platforms. No, you don't. You need to be where your clients are. You need to be where your target audience hangs out. So very important, you need to set who your target audience is. If your target audience is on Facebook, why are you posting on LinkedIn, for example? So if your target audience is on Instagram, why are you tweeting? You need to know where your target audience is, and you need to choose your battles. You're going to hear me say this a lot today. You need to choose your battles, otherwise you will be overwhelmed. So find first who is your client, who is your target audience, and then think about where can you find them and in which platform to focus. And it has to be the one that they hang out, not the one that you feel more comfortable in. You can also see which platform suits best your business and your type of conversation. That's another thing, because we think about our cake business, and in general, if you think about all the platforms, I think cakes are pretty much shared on Instagram and on Pinterest. And we tend to overlook Pinterest a lot. And maybe there is a niche there, maybe there's a group there from your target audience that can serve and can be served from you. So think about that. The number 3 in the poll is what to post and when to post. And that is the question. It's not the Shakespeare question. The question is what to post and when to post. And it's all about creating a posting calendar. You need a structure and you need a strategy. I just love this. I have classes on this. I live for creating calendars, people. So consider a minimum of, 3 times a week to post, to a maximum of 9 times a week to post. Consider between 3 to 9 topics to choose from, and then use the platform features. I'm going to give you an example. Imagine you decided to focus on your Instagram. When you look at Instagram, when you open the platform, right, you have the picture in the top with your profile picture with the description of what you do. Maybe you have a link in bio, or you have your address, that information that it's necessary. And then you have the post underneath. When you open that in your phone, you usually get to see between 6 to 9 pictures, depending on how much you scroll. So the minimum of 3, because there are the 3 in the tops, the maximum of 9, that will be an amount of posts that you should do during the week. I'm not going to say should, because it's all going to depend on you, but that you will consider to do it the week, because that will create a refreshing on your page weekly, and people will keep seeing new content from you. But we're going to get to that in a point. We're not going to go too deep into that. Now, with this questions, or with these results of the polls, we're going to move on to some of the comments that you left in those posts on Facebook about your biggest struggle. So remember, the top 3 struggles are strategy, I don't know what platform to use, and what to post and when to post. So we are going to be talking about all of that in this series of episodes about social media. Now, my friends, let's talk about your comments. I asked questions on Facebook, on the groups and the communities. We did a poll there. You answered, you said what struggles you had, but also you shared from the bottom of your heart what were your biggest struggles. And there's so many so many people are struggling with this, and I can't stand how overwhelmed you feel, because first, I've been there. I have felt overwhelmed by social media before, and me, you know me. I'm a fixer. I have to fix things, and if I don't know something, I need to figure that out, and I need to learn how that works. And one of the things that I didn't figure out for a long time was take advantage of social media. But for me, social media was never the priority. And funny enough, I teach, I share, I love about social media. I think it's such a powerful tool. But listen to me, it's a tool. It's not my goal. It's not my ultimate outcome. It's just a tool. I see it as the window of a store. When you have a store, right, you have a front window where you showcase your products. And I think I said this before in other episodes. And as we have digital stores, or we sell our products online, in my case, I work mainly online, my window is social media. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to neglect my store. I actually need to focus on the store. I have to keep my window pretty so people will see and say, will pass by and say, oh, this is nice. What is it that she do? Oh, she does this. Oh, this is good. But it's not going to take 100% of my time. I also mentioned this before. I am not, and I do not pretend to be an influencer or a YouTuber or an Instagrammer or a TikToker or anything like that. This is a window for my business, which is totally different. So I heard your comments, and one of the common denominators in your comments was how overwhelmed you felt with the use of social media. So I'm going to read the comments. Well, not to the detail, but I'm going to read the main idea of your comments, and I'm going to give you some ideas on how to overcome or how to face that. So, one of your comments was, I don't know how to get or keep people's attention. Good. I mean, you do want that. You want to keep your audience entertained and you want to keep your community there. The best way to do that is to have a good strategy. A good strategy will help you, but it's a little bit deeper than that. So think about this. What is my ultimate goal with social media? Answer this question first. What is the thing that you want from social media? Remember what I said before? Is it awareness? Is it trust? Is it build an audience? Is it eventually sell? Because even though I say you don't need to be selling on social media and you'll be selling all the time, I mean, the ultimate goal for all of us is to sell our product. But for that, there are funnels and there are ways to lead our audience into a place of selling. But social media should not be all the time like, buy my product, buy my product. So what is your ultimate goal with social media? Then ask yourself, when you have your goal, you know what you want, study and really get to know your audience, to know what they want and how you can give them that. Okay? You have your goal, that is, let's say, create awareness about your business. Okay, how do we create awareness for my audience? So you really need to know your audience. Oh, my audience is looking for chocolate cake recipes. So that's what you have to give them. So you really have to know what your audience wants. The best way to keep attention from your audience is to give them attention. And that is one of the biggest flaws that people have on social media. Social media is a two-way conversation, okay? It's not just, here's my cake, thank you, bye-bye, and I don't go there anymore. No, a social media is you have to have that conversation. You have to give attention to your users and to your followers and to your community for your community to give attention back to you. It's what it is. You need to have a clear call to action after each post to keep people engaged. A lot of people post beautiful pictures of cakes, but they don't ask anything back. When I said a call to action is usually at the end of the post, you go and you ask people to leave you a comment, to share, to leave you an emoji. You ask them a question, you interact with them, but what you want is to have an answer from them so they will keep engaged in your post. And finally, it's just about giving them attention. That's it, okay? So if you want to keep people attention, if you want to get more audience or get people and keep their attention, give, okay? Don't only ask, just give back. I guess that's one of the things that you could do. Another comment says, not the expected conversion. Just like that. I don't have the expected conversion. Again, what does conversion mean to you? Is it more followers, more engagement, new clients, sales, awareness, comment, reach? For each one of the things that I mentioned, there's a different strategy. So after setting what conversion means to you, then you're going to try those different strategies to achieve it. And it is not a one-time thing. We believe that, okay, I have this strategy, this is the thing, it's going to work. No, you have to do it, you have to try it out. Then you have to go and read the statistic. You have to see what kind of conversion you had according to your goal and if it's working or not. And you're going to keep working until the strategy matches your goal and your client's intentions. Okay? So it's a lot of work. It's not a one-time thing. And you can ask this to any social media manager. All of these kids and all of these people that are working as social media managers, they have to come up with a lot of strategies and a lot of ideas and a lot of posts until one of them is like, okay, this is it. This is what the audience wants. So we're going to keep going in that direction. And you're probably going to keep, pivot and changing that as well until your audience keep responding to what you give them. So it's not easy, but first, so we don't want to keep things too complicated, just think, what is conversion for you? Another one of your comments says, I don't know how to make it work. Again, what does make it work means to you? So it's the same as before. What do you want from social media? Then you have to create a plan, of course. Another one of your comments, and this is the one that I hear a lot, I feel overwhelmed. I know. It can be stressful. Social media management is more than just taking a pic, creating a reel, and posting it. It requires preparation, planning. Only by really doing what we want and having a plan, we can be less overwhelmed. Again, you have to choose your battles. I said you're going to listen to this a lot today. So what is it that you want? And I'm assuming that you don't have anyone to help you with your social media, because if you are in the position that you can hire somebody, my friend, hire somebody. Just do it. That's it. But if you're listening to this and if you're part of these communities, it's probably because you don't. You can't afford to have anyone to take care of your social media, and you feel overwhelmed by doing it. So choose your battles. Again, choose exactly what you want from your social media. What is the outcome that you wish? And then work towards that. But don't forget that you're a cake artist, that you're a creative being, and that you need to take care of your business. Okay, another one that I heard, lack of confidence or imposter syndrome. Oh, my friends, we have this idea that to be on social media, we need to be, the Kardashians, right? We need to show our faces all the time. We need to be on top of everything. We need to look perfect. We need to, just be there. And as cake artist, you either have the best cake in the whole business or you do not post it. No, that's not true. You have an audience that is there for you. There are clients for everyone. There's audience for everyone. I have an episode on imposter syndrome if you want to go check it. But I have news for you. We all suffer from it. I shared once on my profile that this is what usually happens. I have 3 accounts of Instagram. I have my personal account. I have the Cakes account, the Art Cake Experience, and I have the Coach account, the Art Cake Coach. The Art Cake Experience account is all about cake, so I only follow cake artists. So the only thing I see there is just cakes. And when I start scrolling and I'm not in a good place myself, because that usually happens when you're inside, your mindset is not in the correct place. What happens is I start scrolling and I see these amazing cakes by everyone. And I'm just starting like, what am I doing with my life? Oh my God, these people are so amazing. They're so creative. I never thought of this. I could never have done this. Look at the detail. Look at the beauty. Look at these pictures are perfect. My pictures don't. I do too. That happens to me too. And then when that happens and I caught myself in those thoughts, I just stop. I go directly back to my page and I scroll my page, my profile, my own profile up and down. And I try to see it with the eyes of a new person, a new client. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. Oh, this is cute. Oh, I remember when I did this. This is a cute cake. And the imposter syndrome feeling comes down. And then I just focus on, hey, you know what? I'm not going to compare myself to others. I'm going to compare myself to me. And then I go back to the beginning, my first post, and I see those cakes. And I'm like, how did people pay for that? Well, you probably have that too. And then you go back to the latest one and you see, I have improved so much. So that removes a little bit of the imposter syndrome. So we all suffer from that. There's a way, however, not to show yourself on social media. You can show your hands, you can show your cakes. There are ways to overcome this. Just take baby steps towards confidence. With a strategy and with the right mindset, social media is not a problem. And I can help you with that if you need any help. Another comment. Let's see. What to say or to share, not to bore my audience. This is interesting. Because if you believe that you're boring your audience, is because probably half of your audience is not who they should be. And the other half, you probably don't know them very well. So the first thing you need to tackle is you need to know your audience and you need to talk to them. You're not gonna talk to you. You're not gonna talk about you. When I mean about you, of course, you're going to say that what you do and you're going to talk about your business, but it's not like you're talking to you. You're talking to them about you. I don't know if you get it. And of course, have a calendar, have a plan. Because when you have a plan, you know how to distance your posts so people don't get too overwhelmed by everything. Now, if you're the kind of person that just posts when you remember, It's like, oh, I didn't post today. Let me just post something. And 2 days pass by and you're like, oh, I haven't posted in 2 days. So now I'm going to post 5 posts in a row. If you're that kind of person, you probably don't have a strategy. And maybe your audience is going to say, oh, 5 more posts? Like, no, I'm not going to look at that. I already look at the first one. So think about that. Know your audience and have a calendar. Now, another one, counting views. Is that your ultimate goal? Is that what you really want? Does views sell cakes? Think about that. Conversion rate can be very low, so I guess if you want more, you need more followers. But think about how many of those followers will actually buy from you. So when we think about, this post only had, 8 views, and the other one had 100 views. Okay, so think about, did the post with 100 views made you sell more cakes, or was just views? Think about it. What is it that you really want? Again, have a strategy, have a goal. Another one that I hear a lot, free content. People is tiring of other people giving free content on social media. When one of the first mistakes of people on social media is to be selling all the time. People get bored and they don't want to follow you. And being a social platform, free content is kind of expected. Now you choose the content that you're going to give for free. You choose how much you're going to share, okay? Because the idea is to have that little sneak peek of whatever you do, that little help that you're going to give to lead those people into your paying platforms, your website, your school, or your business. That's what you want. So free content is not that bad. You can choose not to do it, and I respect that. But if you choose to do it, just have a strategy. So again, people, it's all about the strategy. One more. Think about new content and keep up with trends. People, they get overwhelmed about that. About thinking about new content and keeping up with the trends. So with a calendar, again, and with a plan that includes type of posts and features of platforms, it will be easier. Keep up with all new trends is time consuming. So again, choose your battles. Maybe you can leave space during your planning for once a month, that's it. Creating something with a new trend. But of course, you have to be on social media and you have to know what the trends are. Or you can just Google it and you'll probably find it. But be aware that that's going to take a little bit of your time. It is necessary? No. If you create a solid social media calendar plan, you use all the features of a platform, maybe trends are irrelevant, but that will depend on what is your ultimate goal. Another one that I heard here in your comments was, I cannot make profits. Unless you're a full-time influencer and you have sponsor and brands, you're not going to make profit online. That's not going to happen. So again, choose your battles. Is that what you want to be? Do you want to be a cake influencer? Maybe you do. Do you want to be sponsored by many brands? Okay, that has to be your 24-hour day job. That's it. Not baking cakes, not selling cakes. So you have to decide what is it that you want to do. Conciliate work and family with social media. I hear you, my friend. I know it's hard. So again, have a plan and have a calendar. It will make things way easier. I can't hire any help, so I just don't do it. Okay. Some social media presence is better than none. Okay. So do not stop posting. Post at least twice a week and keep the conversation with your audience. That is enough to get you started. Now, paralysis by analysis is not an option. Remember, our business is very visual, and most of our audience are on platforms on social media. So don't waste that opportunity. Finding time to post. Again, have a calendar, plan it, and you will find the time to post. When you have the correct calendar and the correct planner and everything set up, you have to create that only for 1 month. And then you're just going to reuse it for the next months to come, just changing a few things here and there. So at the beginning, it's going to take you time. I'm not saying it's not. You're going to have to set apart a couple of days to work on it. But once it's set, I will tell you, maybe an hour a week will be enough for you to have everything organized. Now, the next one I heard, another comment, I need a viral post. Do you really? Yes, it will bring you your 50 minutes of fame if that's what you want, and it will open doors for new followers. Yes, but converting those followers into customers and keeping those followers after a viral post is going to give you a lot of work. And it's going to be more work than just making the post go viral. Ways to go viral, there are many. Okay. You can, think about it. You can dance with the little clothes in front of your cake, and it works. I'm not judging here. It works. It converts, it goes viral, it gives you a lot of views. Yes. But are all those views and those people going to turn into your customers? Is that narrative of you dancing half naked in front of a cake what you really want for your business? Is that the image that you want to share? So there are a lot of ways to go viral. You can do a lot of crazy things to go viral. But think about the long run. Is that what you want your audience to identify you by? Because that's what's going to happen. People will expect that. And the stress of keeping that up, it's time consuming and it's mind consuming. So again, is it really what you want? You can have a really good strategy and keep a steady growth of people without having to go viral. You can learn how to grow organically. You can keep your followers, entertain and inform. There's more than going viral when you are on social media. Because a lot is going to be expected from you, and that will become your job, not your cake business will become your job. You really, really have to put a lot of work into going viral. And newsflash, my friends, there are a lot of people out there that just go on buying followers and buying comments in order to create this fake social media persona that they think will bring them some kind of success. And there's a lot of money invested into that. And again, is that what you want for your business? So let's think about that. Okay, the last comment I'm sharing with you today. Other people's content that is not as good as mine have more reactions. Oh, I have heard this one so many times. First, do not go around judging or comparing your stuff with other people's stuff. Don't, because it's going to make you feel bad. It's going to make you stress. It's going to make you feel overwhelmed. So first of all, don't do it. Okay. Don't judge. Second, you might think, because sometimes we see things and we're like, come on, that cake has 1,000 views and my cake has not. Why? Well, two things can be happening. Like I said before, people pay for followers and people pay for comments. Yes, it happens. It happens more than you think. There's a documentary on HBO about that if you want to watch it. It's called Fake Influencers. It's really eye-opening. Especially for kids. If you have young kids who think they're going to be influencers on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, on social media, not Facebook, kids don't use Facebook, TikTok or whatever, show them that documentary. But yes, people buy comments and people buy followers. So that could be happening. On the other hand, even though the post is not that good, according to your standards, these people may have a very clear idea what their customer wants, a very clear call to action, and a very active conversation. And that could turn a post, even if it's not as pretty as yours. So sometimes it's not even about the picture, it's about giving what your customer wants. Keeping that call to action clear and keeping that conversation going. So think about that. Okay, and those were your comments. If you want to share your struggles and your comments with me, please leave me a comment. If you're listening on Spotify, you can actually write questions and answers on Spotify. If you're listening on Anchor, there is a link in here, and also on Apple Podcasts, I think there's a link where you can go to my social medias and you can leave a comment there. And if you came to this episode through social media, just leave me a comment there and share with me what are your struggles with social media as a cake artist. As your cake coach, I am here to help you. If you want to go a little bit further in your journey, to organize your time, set clear goals, maybe teach, work on your mindset, or set a roadmap for results, especially for results and success, I am here for you. Why don't you book a free discovery call with me? I will be leaving the links here in this episode so we can chat, we can talk about what you really need, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other. Remember, I have just one mission in this cake world. First is to unite the cake community as one and to make you, my cake artist, my sweet friend, understand the importance of investing in you. Like I said, I will be leaving the links here in the description of this episode so you can book a 30 minutes free discovery call with me. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative. So, my friends, I have talked a lot today, and I have been reading most of today's episode. I'm not preaching today. Today's been more reading of your comments and reading of your some ideas to overcome those problems that you have on social media. I'm passionate about this because I'm passionate about helping people. I really like to take away the overwhelming feeling of the use of social media, because I have taken it away from me. I don't stress over social media. I have a plan, and I'm going to be absolutely honest with you today. I have a plan. I plan my social media content every month. To the T, okay? I know what to say, when to say it, what kind of picture I'm going to take. But I'm also going to be honest with you. Sometimes I don't follow it because life happens, because things take my attention. And I always think when I'm about to post, or if I'm torn between posting or working on something that needs my attention, is like, is this post going to get me any closer to my goal? If it's a maybe, I will go and work on other things and I won't post. Honestly. The only thing that I do like constantly is I check on the comments of people. I answer back comments. I keep the conversation going. I nurture my communities. That's one thing that I always do, no matter what. And I have to say that it works. When you give to your communities, when you give to your followers, when you give, people will give you back. And I'm not counting followers. I'm not counting conversion at the moment, because I'm not releasing any social media campaign that I need conversion from. I just want to keep being there so people know where I am. It's a window, like I said. So I don't stress over social media. I don't stress over the amount of followers. I have to be honest, the only thing that I miss, because I really miss it, I loved it, and I haven't had, no, I'm not going to say I haven't had the time. There are priorities right now, is my YouTube channel. I missed posting videos on my YouTube channel, but it will come back. I will do it again. Just not now. There are other things that require my attention. So I choose my battles. I always choose my battles, because what I don't want is to be stressed and overwhelmed. That's what I don't want. So I'm giving you my insight. If it's the right or the wrong way to do it, it's all up to my goals. And my goals right now doesn't have to do with going viral or conversion. For me right now, social media, it's a window, because I'm working and I'm focusing on other things. That doesn't mean that at some point, when the other things are established, I'm going to say, okay, now is the time to create a solid social media campaign that is going to turn everything around. Yes. But right now, I'm focused on creating my business, not on social media. So it's just like I said before, choose your battle. So as a conclusion, and I wrote a conclusion today, unless you can afford somebody to run your social media, which I said before, probably you're not, you are on your own, and you know your business. You know your business and your audience more than anyone. No one loves what you do more than you. Not even that little cousin or niece or brother that is young and is always on TikTok and you're asking them to do the post for you, because I've heard that one before. You love your business. So again, unless you can pay a professional, It's on you. So what can you do? Set a plan, have a social media calendar, post regularly with a structure, and be social on social media. Comment, post, share, engage with your audience. I always compare social media or social media followers with a dog or with an animal, with a pet. So think about this. You have a fish and a fish tank, okay? A fish tank is beautiful to look at, but they don't do anything. So you go and you look, oh, fishy, fishy, and then you go away, right? So it's your social media fish tank where people go and see, oh, this is beautiful, but they just don't do anything. People look and go away. Is that your social media? What you want from the social media is actually a dog. A dog is cute, is engaging, is happy to see you, and is always giving you something in return. So think about that. You want a fish tank or do you want a dog on your social media? If this is too much for you, and I know it can be, remember that I can help you. There are 3 ways that I can help you with. 1, there's going to be a free live session on Facebook on the Cake Friends Stay Creative group talking about social media, 1 in English and 1 in Spanish. It's going to be, we're going to talk a little bit about what we did today, but we're going to go deeper in some of the solutions that you can get and on creating that structure. There's another way that I can help you. I have a course for creating your own social media calendar. The course will be open for enrollment soon. So if you want to know more about that course, I'm going to be leaving here my email. So you can just send me an email and ask more information about this course. Or you can set a free coaching session call with me. It's free. It's just one half an hour session where we can sit down, talk about your needs, and then I can show you how I can help you. So 3 ways that I can help you with: the live free Facebook group sessions, the upcoming social media calendar course, or you can book a free coaching call with me, and we can sit down and discuss what are your needs for your social media planning. And with that, my sweet friends, I say goodbye to you as I always say goodbye, but I'm going to add one more today. Remember, choose your battles. And as always, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next time. My sweet friend, if you liked this episode, if you love this podcast, I will kindly ask you to leave me a started review, whatever you're listening to this episode. That is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and I think a couple of other ones. But in any of those, just leave me a review. Leave me a couple of stars or 5 stars if you like it. So people will find this episode, the algorithm will put it out there, and more of our K community will benefit from it. Share it with your friends. Download the episode and share them. Share them on your social media and tag me, because I will answer you back. Of course I will. And send me comments, send me your review, send me your feedback. Even if you don't agree with anything that I say, I would love to hear your opinion. You can find me in any of my social media accounts. I will be leaving the links here on this episode description. I'm on Facebook as The Art Cake Experience. I am on Instagram at Christina_The Art Cake Experience. Or you can even find me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, The Art Cake Experience channel. So thank you so much for listening. And please leave me your review and leave me your comments and your feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say about any of this episode.